Hi, in this video, I want to share about crystals that elevate your spirit because we all need to be feeling good. So I'm going to talk about a few crystals that you can use to help you feel hopeful and optimistic, especially in times where you're feeling very overwhelmed, when you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, when things are looking bleak and you're feeling that sense of hopelessness, or even when you just want to keep things on an even keel. You know, these crystals help us whether things seem to be going down or whether things seem to be going up. Either way, crystals help us keep things on an even keel and just help us feel good. So I'm going to be talking about some of the crystals that can assist you during times when you need that kind of help. I, for one, like many people, has gone through my own share of going deep down into those sinking feelings of hopelessness, and I've come out of it, and I've realized that it feels so good to be on the feel-good side of the pendulum. Okay, the first type of crystals that you can use to elevate your spirit, and in any situation where you need to feel hopeful and optimistic, are purple crystals. And the reason I'm happy about this is because most of us have at least a purple crystal. Most of us have an amethyst. Purple crystals are very elevating crystals. They're crystals that make you ascend upward. They are crown chakra crystals that elevate your spirit. Every time you're working with an amethyst, it's always opening you up to higher levels of consciousness. So if you're feeling hopeless or if you're not feeling optimistic about life, it introduces that element of divine love, connecting you to higher source energy, connecting you to the higher sense of self. It compels you to evolve upward. And when you're evolving upward, in most cases, you're releasing a lot of baggage and feeling lighter and therefore happier about your own personal life, your own divine self, because that's where it starts from. So when you're working with a purple crystal, any purple crystal, like amethyst, this one here, or like lepidolite, this one here, or if you're working with a chevron amethyst, if you have one, or if you're working with a purple anhydrite or an angelite, if you have one, or if you're working with sugilite or charoite, any purple crystal is a good elevating crystal that lifts you up, reminds you of your divine connection, because most of the time when you're feeling hopeless, to be quite honest, or when you're not feeling optimistic, it's usually because you feel disconnected from some type of truth. And when you're working with a purple crystal, which is a fire and water energy, because purple is made up of red and blue. Red is fire and blue is water. And you know, the red within the purple represents the fire energy that's inside us, that conviction to transcend high. And the blue within the purple represents the water and the emotions within us that might be really trying to keep us down and really keeping us, feeling really constricted. So the fire within us wants us to elevate, and it burns the blue within the purple, those energies or those emotions that keep us not feeling good, and it causes us to transcend. And purple is a color that really transmutes negative energy. When you think about the purple flame or the violet flame, it's a color that is used for transmuting energies that are not beneficial for us into higher aspects of light and love. So purple crystals will always elevate your spirit. And I'm so glad, because everybody has an amethyst somewhere. Most people who are on the spiritual path have engaged with amethyst. So we all can use our amethyst crystals or any purple crystals that we have for times when you're not feeling hopeful about life, when things are not going the way we want. Because now we can always say, we're wearing our amethyst because we're elevating our spirits. We're wearing our purple crystals. Why? Because we are elevating our spirits. We are feeling hopeful. We are feeling optimistic. We are just feeling good, just the way it needs to be. Okay, besides the purple crystals, you can also use desert rose. This beautiful crystal here is a gypsum crystal. It's a very beautiful crystal that grows in arid or dry areas. And this crystal represents beauty in the desert. when life is not feeling hopeful, when you're not feeling optimistic, desert rose is a crystal of hope, and it's one of those crystals that can remind you of the beauty of life, especially in situations where things seem so bleak and so arid and so dry, and you just don't know what's going to happen next because you can't even see, when is the next rainfall going to come and wet the land so that things can become productive. So when you're in those type of situations where you're feeling hopeless, remember that beauty is found in the desert. So desert rose is one of my number one go-to crystals that I use, especially in times when I feel like, oh my gosh, things are going down. So this is another crystal that you can use to help you feel optimistic about life, optimistic about your future, optimistic about whatever. Desert rose, highly recommended as well. Another crystal that I highly recommend, which most people have, is rose quartz. Rose quartz is a very, very, very beautiful crystal, and over the years I have come to appreciate the beauty and the love of this crystal so much more. This crystal is a crystal that really softens the heart space. It's a crystal that really opens up the heart so you can begin to really see that love can come into your life. Because if your heart is closed, I'm telling you, it's so difficult to even see the beauty of life. It's so difficult to be optimistic about anything if your heart is closed. So working with a crystal like rose quartz is very, very crucial because it opens the heart so you can begin to see what's going on and how help is coming and how much you're loved, and even it allows you to love yourself. So this crystal is a very, very, very good crystal for hope and optimism, and also to help you elevate your spirit, because it starts from here. Your heart opens up first and then all other things come in. With a closed heart, it becomes a little bit more complicated. And I can truly say that this rose quartz crystal, this is my crystal, I call it love. I'm telling you guys, the assistance that comes from these crystals is just beyond anything that I would ever say. I've spoken in so many videos about how I use this rose quartz crystal for my family members. I wrote the names of my family members on a piece of paper and I placed them under these rose quartz. And I can honestly say that the changes that I have seen in the lives of the family members who are on this piece of paper, who are always under my rose quartz, has been so mind-boggling. So I feel very hopeful, very, very optimistic about how life is, not only for myself, but also for them. Because over the years that I've had these people under this rock, I have just seen a level of love, especially extended towards me, that I'm truly sure that is something that is truly higher level connection. And I am so much in awe of the elevated quality of engagement that I have with my family. So things have become so hopeful and I'm very, very optimistic, and I want to share this to assist anyone out there who's feeling a little depressed and not seeing the brighter side of things, that we can all use the purple crystals that we have. We can use desert rose, and we can also use the rose quartz crystals and elevate ourselves, connect to divine love, connect to our divine self, go higher, elevate ourselves, elevate our frequencies, and just, create the magic within us, because we are here to feel good. Why? Because we deserve to feel good. I love you guys. Elevate your spirits, and I'll see you next time. Bye.